Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to my podcast. A funny thing happened on my way to success. I am your host, Miguel Washington, comedian, author, former radio personality, motivational speaker, Amway seller, A.L. Williams, multi-level marketing, pyramid scheme artist. I do it all, man. Glad you guys are with me, man, on another edition of A Funny Thing Happened on My Way to Success. A funny thing happened on my way to success. Sorry about that. It is a continuation of my book, A Funny Thing Happened on My Way to Success. Boom, there it is, that you can pick up on Amazon. Very proud of that book. On this podcast, I basically focus on entertainers who are on the grind, entertainers who have not reached that superstar level, entertainers who just love what they do. We make a living at it, and we're pretty good at it. We're really good at it because we make a living at it, and we do it for the love of what we do. Yeah, we all want to reach that stardom, but everybody can't be on the top of the mountain. But guess what? Everybody can eat, and that's what we do. We eat. So I got a guest on today. Oh, I got a guest on today. My man here is what can I say about this brother? So I gotta switch him up so he can be right there. This brother here. Now, when I've been hearing about him for years. Every comedy club I go to, he's there. His picture is there. Working the cruise ship, he's there before me. He comes in after me, and we got a chance to hang out and really get to know each other. And I really, really respect this brother's work. Love him as another artist, and he's doing it strong. So welcome to my podcast. A funny thing happened on my way to success. My man, Lewis Johnson. What's up, Lewis? You can't even hear me, man. I'm stuck here talking, giving you props, and you got your purple on, your prints, and it says Lewis Johnson is connecting to audio. I'm going to have to start this thing all over again. I'm going to have to edit all this part out while you sit around and look. I'm going to have to text. I'm going to text him right now, y'all, and tell him to look up. Hey, man, look at the camera and see if he, yeah, I'm looking right at you. I done already started the podcast. I done already been talking. I done pump you up. I done gave you props. I done told you how much I respect you. I done said how much I love your work, and you ain't even paying attention to me. No, apparently the feeling is not mutual.
I'm over here arguing with people. You know?
Quit arguing. This time. Hey, for this hour, we're not going to debate. We're going to reflect. We're going to reflect. We're going to reflect. We're going to go back to memory lane, and we're going to have a good time because that's what my podcast is about. Welcome to my podcast. A funny thing happened on my way to success. Take two, Lewis Johnson. I was going to say Lewis Johnson Jr. because I always think of Lou Gossett when I think
I am a junior. You can hear me, right?
Okay.
I am a junior. So yeah.
Lewis Johnson Jr. Okay, but
Lewis Johnson is fine, man. How's your hair doing, by the way? Your hair doing all right, bro?
My hair is good, bro. How's your hair doing?
I'm just keeping the hat on.
Yeah, okay.
I find that the more I stay at home, the more homeless I look.
You know, I was going to say, how is home life for you? Because this is, for me, this is 2.5 months. I have not been home this long since I started my journey.
None of us have, bro. None of us have.
So how are you adjusting?
I'm fine with it. I'm downstairs. Mm-hmm. It's like my own little apartment here. So I do my own thing, you know.
Away from everybody.
Yeah, I go upstairs to eat, and I come back down here, and but I'm looking at it as a long sea day. It's an extra long sea day.
That's a transatlantic, brother. That's a transatlantic. That's what that is.
This is a world cruise right here. That's what this is. And none of the countries will take us in.
I know, right? Cruise, right. But how's your family? Like, man, me and my wife are cool.
Oh man, you got one of the best. You got one of the best people in the world on your team, man. You know, we all love your wife, dude.
I know everybody loves Mickey. I'm like, make me nervous.
Because we love the way she handles you.
Yeah, well, yeah. She does.
Oh man, I remember when I saw you guys was in Alaska, and
Yes.
she was cracking hard on you, and I was like, yeah,
Hey man,
yeah.
listen. She's funny. She is funny when she's not trying to be funny. When she's trying to be funny, it don't have. It's kind of like that comic that's off stage hilarious. You put the lights on them, nothing.
Yeah, we was just talking. I was just talking about this with Mike All the other day about how you can, when we work clubs, you can always tell if the comic that you're working with is going to be good on stage because they didn't tell jokes all the time.
Exactly.
Remember, you go to the airport to pick them up, and if they told jokes from the time you picked them up to the time you got to the comedy condo, you was like, oh, this is gonna be.
It's gonna be a horrific week.
Yeah. Unless it was, but there were only a few people that could do that.
Very few.
Yeah, very few. But for the most part, come on, Mig, man.
Like, bro, we just talking. Listen. I got another comic come. I haven't interviewed him yet. Rodney Johnson, right?
Yes.
And I said to Rodney, I said, hey man, I want you to do my podcast. He says, I ain't gotta be funny, do I? That's the first thing he said. I ain't gotta be funny. I was like, what do you mean you ain't gotta be funny? Man, they want you on the podcast. I said, dude, all we're gonna do is talk. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Because he know he's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
He's not trying to be, he's just being himself.
He needs to just come on with it.
Oh, he's gonna come on with it. Yeah. I'm going through my arsenal right now of top guys I want to put on. This is you are weak. Now, don't take this the wrong way.
Don't worry about it, man.
You are episode, but it's not all comics that I'm interviewing. I have ventriloquists, singers, singer impressionists, dancers.
I look at them as entertainers. I mean, I learned a long time ago to stop all the purist stuff, and cruise ships solidified that even more.
Right.
But the moment there was a couple moments when I lost that purist comedy, person thing.
Right.
And, I was working a Comedy Zone run.
Okay.
Right. And they're all down south. For those of you guys don't know, they're like southeast. And they give me a call on a Thursday and they say, look, this Saturday, you're going to be opening the show. We're putting you with one of our guys, and you're going to be, and I'm like, well, the money's still the same, right? You know how we are.
Yeah,
the money's still
absolutely.
the same. So they're like, yeah. I'm like, cool. I'm like, no problem.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
So I get there.
Wait a minute. Whatever. Carolina. I'm going to blow them out the water. That's what you're thinking in your mind.
Because you know how we're young, we're arrogant.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And it was a military base in North Carolina.
And so
I get there, and I might have been it.
Yeah.
I get there, and they show me where the venue is, and I see this young kid on stage. He's just setting up boxes everywhere.
Right.
And my arrogant ass I started thinking, well, it's a good thing he's going last because I don't want to have to step over his shit while I'm on stage. Right. So what happened?
Clear the stage before I go up there.
Yeah. Thinking I'm gonna do this thing proud, right?
Right.
And so, and you know how we are as comics, man. You don't need to know that's the comic to know that's the comic.
Right. You
can just see that person and go, that's the other comedian.
That's it. Yeah, that's him.
So he sees me watching him, and he comes running off the stage. He goes, "Hey, how you doing? Are you Lou? You got to be Lou." Yeah. Skinny kid, big shock of red hair, and he goes, "Hi, I'm Scott, and we're working together." And I'm like, "Hey, how you doing, Scott?"
Yeah.
And talked for a couple minutes, went back to where I was staying to rest up for the show, came back. Miguel, I came back. I did my show, Miguel.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't embarrass my town. I had a good show.
You said I didn't embarrass my set.
I didn't embarrass my city. I got a rep for my city, right?
Right.
So, but then, Miguel, this brother named Carrot Top went on stage.
I knew where you were going.
Proceeded to rip this SOB apart. He got like 2 standing ovations. By the end of the show, he's on stage. The lights are off, and he's got some flashlights, and he's got that David Bowie song playing. Control the Major Tom, right? And these soldiers are going crazy, and I'm like, dude. After that, I started saying to myself, I'm never gonna be a purist again.
All it takes is one guy to do it for you. For me, it was Greg Morton. Yes,
geez.
Yes. Now, for those who don't know Greg Morton, look him up. Matter of fact, he was on
America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent. Now, I saw this. I was in El Paso, Texas, at Bart Reed's room. Comic strip.
I know the room well. Yeah.
So I had just headlined there. He called me back 3 months later, and he says, "Hey, I want you to come and do a double headline for me, but you're opening." I'm like, "Yo, come on, man." He said, No. This guy, you'll understand. I'm like, "Okay, you pay me the same money. You fly me in. Okay, cool." Yeah. I go in. Greg shows up at the condo. Now, me, I'm like you. I'm this arrogant guy. I'm sizing the guy up.
Yeah.
He don't look that funny. He kind of looks subdued. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make it. I'm bringing the pain. My mind, I'm bringing the pain.
Yeah.
I go up and do my set, do my 45. Have a good set, get off the stage. Like you, I ain't got, Dallas on that, but I'm repping my city. Atlanta, I ain't repping.
You made your city proud.
Yeah, absolutely. This dude went on, and I don't know what he did. If he smoked some crack, smoked the 8-ball, snorted some cocaine, I don't know what he did. But this guy metamorphosized into this person,
this thing
that went across and just. But you know what? It happened to me twice. And the one guy who was just a regular comedian, Rich Seisler.
Oh yeah, man. I remember he passed away, but
right. I met him.
We had the same manager. We had the
okay.
Same manager, yeah.
I told him this story when we met. We reconnected in Alaska, and I told him, I said, "Man, you probably don't remember me the first time we worked together." I said, "I remember it well. It was Hawaii." He said, "Oh, the island hopping tour." I said, "Yeah,
I did that tour."
Yeah. I said, "I'll never forget the first night. You were so nice to me. I was featuring. I'm trying to move up the headliner." And I'm like, he's like, "Oh, good, have a good set." And I'm looking at him. I'm like, he's from Boston, curly hair, kind of over heavy set. I'm like, this is gonna be a breeze.
Doesn't look like much.
Yeah, I do my set. I walk off the stage like, kind of like, "Hey," he's like, great set, man. I'm like, "Yeah," and I'm in my mind like, "Yeah, top that." That dude went up and took all the oxygen out of that room with just material.
Yeah,
he was a comedian who was just funny.
Dude, there's people like that. I remember I was on a plane once to Omaha. It was a Fallout thing. Mm-hmm. So they flew me in. I'm like, "You gonna be featuring?" I'm like, "Okay, cool. You fly me in, whatever." And I didn't know there was only like 2 or 3 other black people on the flight.
Right.
And so I get off the plane and I see this other guy and we talking. I'm like, "Yeah, you're the other comic." "Oh, cool. You're the comic. Let's go to the club." Mm-hmm. Subdued, cool dude. And that night, man, Tommy Davidson got on stage.
That's another one.
And just beast mode.
Oh my goodness.
Beast mode. There is a clip of Tommy Davidson, because I love Tommy.
Yes.
There's a clip of Tommy Davidson right now that me and several other comedians just trade with each other at least once or twice a year. And it's Tommy Davidson. You go to YouTube, you put Tommy Davidson, what is it? What's the dancing that people do? The country western dancing.
Right.
What's it called?
The 2-step.
Yeah, the Tommy Davidson. Not 2-step, but it's something. It's a weird little thing, and all you do is you look at it and you go, it's different. It's a different kind of comedy.
Okay.
It's a totally different kind of comedy.
Was this before In Living Color?
It's when I first met him, it was before he got In Living Color.
Yeah, that's when I met him.
Yeah, but man, he got up there and ripped it. But that clip, I'll find it and tell you. But it's amazing. It's one of those things where you look at it and you go, "What the hell am I doing?"
Yeah.
Cause he doesn't even say any words in half of
No.
this bit.
Oh, really? Tommy is all about physicality. He's really into Bruce Lee.
Yeah, and nowadays when you watch him, it's not even. I love what he does nowadays because I don't even consider it comedy. I consider it it's a cultural exploration.
Oh, okay.
You watch him now because he does what Pryor used to tell everybody to do, which was if you're gonna do the joke, be the joke.
Be the joke, right? Right.
Pryor always said, if you can't make it funny, at least make it interesting.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
I watched him one night do a thing where it was he did every character in this line of people in this grocery store who were waiting to get their groceries taken care of.
Right.
And then they did the white lady at the end because always a white lady at the end who's adamant about why are we waiting this long? So he was doing that. And then he goes, I want to speak to the manager. And
right.
He's done every one of these characters. Then he walks up as the manager. And he's this Indian dude. Now he's an Indian. I can't do the accent.
Right,
you are not a nice lady at all. Something is wrong with you. Let's come with me. Let's talk, right? And he just does the whole damn thing. I'm like, son of a bitch.
And see, we sit up and try to think of bits. He just takes situations and just depict every person.
Yeah.
Just cut them out. Just dissect each one and present them to you.
Yeah, there's certain people like that, man. Like night before last? I had Mo Alexander on my my online chat.
Right.
And Mo's another one of them people. You just go, dude. If you just sit him down and let him talk, it's a wrap.
Right. He just entertains you.
It's a wrap. Yeah, dude. I posted a clip today from that chat where Mo just tells a story about he was doing a children's play. That just made us laugh already because this is the guy who worked Satan's lunch hour. Right. I'm headlining Satan's happy hour.
Right.
He's doing a children's play. He's in Nashville. He gets arrested. Not arrested, but he gets pulled over by the cops. But he's going to do this children's play. And he's dressed as a pumpkin.
Oh my! This is already funny.
Yeah, the story is just stupid.
So what? Tell me, so you're from Denver. I know you're from Denver.
Yeah, born and raised, my hometown.
When did you start doing comedy? When did you break in?
Oh, bruh,
Am I telling your age now?
No. I think it started when I was and I say this with all sincerity. I think I rigged it for myself to be in entertainment.
Okay.
Because you remember they used to give those aptitude tests when you were in junior high school.
Absolutely.
And I honestly can say that I was looking at the questions and I'm like, I know what I want to be. I want to be in entertainment, and so I just started going through which one of these questions is gonna have me come out with the result that I wanted.
Right.
And then I had a summer job, so it came out. When an aptitude test came out, you'd probably be a public speaker, blah blah blah, right? And then I had a summer job.
That's what they told you you would probably be.
Yeah, they said you're probably going to be in something that involves public speaking.
Now, see, here's the thing. I took it serious, and I was going to be a janitor. Ain't that something? Ain't that about a bitch?
But you woke up. You woke up sooner. You woke up after that, man.
But I did own the janitorial service, so they were partly right.
Okay, so what they didn't tell you was that you were going to own it.
Own it, right.
Yeah, it'd be different if they said you just going to be that and be working.
They thought me cleaning. They didn't tell me
you
the
had
whole,
the same
school
the
whole
you
scope.
graduated from
Right.
Sweep it up.
Actually, I was a janitor. I was a janitor at a hospital for a number of years in high school.
Yeah, I was one. When I in junior high school. Yeah, I was one in junior high school.
Right.
Because we lived right across the street from the school.
Right, there you go. So finish your story. So motivational speaker.
Oh, I forgot all about that. What happened was
I stay on top of it, bro. I'm taking notes.
That's you. You're the Mig. Of course,
Yeah.
I got this, man. So, what happened was they used to have a summer jobs program,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Remember those?
all the
Yep.
schools had them. And the first 2 summers I was in it, they put us. I was working for daycare. I taking care of 5 to 7 year olds, and which to this day I hate 5 to 7 year olds because they think they know every damn thing.
Right.
But the third year I was in it, they took a bunch of us and they put us in a performance troupe,
Okay.
and we went around to old folks homes, juvenile hall,
Oh,
daycare
okay.
centers,
Right.
any place that would take the show, they would put us up at, and we had to write all. So we wrote half of the sketches and we stole the other half from Saturday Night Live.
Right. Okay.
Right. And so that got the bug in me. And
Okay.
then I remember what happened was uh, one night. This is the dumbest damn story, but this actually did happen.
Okay.
You remember the old Taco Bells when they used to have you see you walk in, the person be wearing that brown outfit
Yeah.
with the big top.
Yes.
Well, I
Yes.
worked at that Taco Bell in those days.
Ooh.
Right. This was
Ooh.
this was right. I was just getting ready to graduate high school. I'm working at Taco Bell.
Uh-huh.
I started comedy when I was 18.
Okay.
So I'm at Taco Bell, and I thought I was the coolest shit ever.
Right.
I used to wear the collar up and that paper hat. So you already messing with me.
To the side.
I had the paper hat to the side. Right? And women would walk in, and I would say the dumbest shit. I'd be like, "Can I get your order and your phone number?" And and sisters be like, "Please, fool, please, just get my tacos."
Right.
And
Oh my
just
goodness.
get my tacos. So one night, we had a manager from another store because our regular manager had gotten sick, so they brought somebody in to close out.
Right.
And this guy did not like my attitude. So he just tells
It's always
me,
one.
yeah, he goes, just go home. I don't need you here for the rest of the night. Just go home. And I thought he's like sending me home. Cool. So I'm like, cool. Turns out the next day I found out he had fired me. Right. When I showed up, everybody's like, we heard you got fired last night. What are you doing here? Well, he told me I could just go home.
Right.
But that night that he told me to go home, I walked from like upper Colfax Avenue, like real close to downtown Denver. I walked all the way downtown, walked into a club. They weren't checking IDs. It was a comedy club called Comedy Works.
Okay.
It's still it's still my home club. Walked in, sat down, ordered a beer. Nobody's checking anything.
At
Back in
18.
the day, at 18, sat down, and this guy's on stage, and every comic has this origin story. There's so many comics have this same origin story. It's ridiculously trite.
Right.
This guy's on stage, and he's not doing too well. And at one point, he whips his shirt up over his head. He starts beating himself on the stomach, and he starts singing "My Country 'Tis of Thee."
Are you serious?
Serious. He
Oh
starts
my.
singing "My Country 'Tis of Thee." He's doing that shit, right?
Oh my goodness.
And I'm looking at him going, well, I don't want to do that, but I want to try this. Cause I had been doing this summer jobs thing when we were going around making people laugh.
So you were in training when you didn't know you were in training.
Yeah. So I went back the next day. I met a guy named Vince Curran, who is still a friend of mine today. And Vince was running the Newtown night. I signed up. He told me what to do. I came back 2 weeks later with the material I had written, and I did it. And the guy who ran the night, the actual the night show was the guy named Don Becker, who tortured genius, right? Tried to kill himself once, cut off both of his arms by laying under a moving train, right? And then I think when he
the story gonna get funnier, right?
No, it's gonna get funnier.
Okay.
But she was
set up
tortured genius. But
this,
Don, man, we go with it's tragic comedy.
Okay.
But he was a funny man. He gave me a line that I think I used it for a long time. He goes, says the Klan is what is the Klan claims that the Klan uses the Bible
Right.
as their to say that something about this is true and the Klan uses the Bible to explain their racism. He
Right.
goes I didn't know. He said, what do they have, like the secret decoder ring or something? Like, well, you see right here where it says love thy neighbor. When you rub that with the magic axe handle, it says kill the niggers and Jews. So, and he couldn't do that joke, but
No.
we can.
Right.
And I used to get good laughs off of that. But that night I went in and did my set. Becker was there,
Hmm.
and he comes up to me with a handful of passes, and he goes, "Hey, look, I think you can do this. Here's a bunch of passes. Use them until the door people get to know you. But I want to see you as much as possible because I think you can do this."
Wow.
And I lived in the Comedy Works basically for almost a year.
What year was this, if you don't mind me asking?
Man, I was just out of high school, so maybe around, we've been in this about what 35 years
I
probably.
got
So
it in 1990.
yeah, so it was real long time ago, but it was
Right.
good, man. I lived there for a year. I
Right.
went to all the open mics. I was going there during the week because I learned from the old guys that you can't just, if you hang around the open mic guys, then that's all you're going to be as an open micer.
Yeah.
So I came in to see the guys that they would bring in on the week,
Right.
and dude, it was school.
Right.
It's Louis Anderson, it's Bill Maher, it's Jay Leno,
Here's,
it's Elaine Boozler,
oh
it's
man,
all these people
legends.
that were coming in every week.
They were legends or became
Yeah,
legends.
yeah, because Denver was only like a less than 2 hour flight from LA, so they would just all fly in, and it became their second home.
But Denver has it's certain areas who comedians come out of there are strong.
Whew.
Denver is one. The Midwest, Chicago area, St. Louis
Yep, yep.
is
My dad's
another.
from Chicago. I know. Yep.
Boston is another.
Lenny,
Yes.
Lenny. I did a couple tours with Lenny.
Right.
Amazing.
Man, that's crazy, man. I don't know what it is about these pockets, San Francisco, but San Francisco is a different breed of
Totally different
comedy.
animal. But
Yeah,
it's
totally
still
different
it's
animal.
still a it's still a beast of a comedy town though.
But see, here's the thing about and I love San Francisco comedians. It's the ones who have not honed their craft, who's just carrying around the San Francisco title.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like the dude that said, "Man, you don't mess with me. I'm from New York," and then you get your ass whooped. See, now you're messing up the rep of New York. Because if you're going
Yeah,
to go call the clique, you need to come with it.
yeah,
That's
because
all I'm saying.
there's another town where some beasts come out of is
What's
New
that?
York, man.
New York, yeah. But
That
see, here's the
whole
thing about New York comics. A lot of the comics, they do local stuff.
mm-hmm.
Local comics, yeah, you're going to kill locally. Take that same act and take it to Denver and see how it rolls.
Yeah, there's
I
certain
found
people
out,
that can do it though. I mean, there's
right.
some of my favorites that can do it, man. I mean, oh man, it just whew.
But see,
But
I learned at a very early age in comedy, be universal.
uh-huh.
You talk about something, don't talk about something just in your area that another state or city or neighborhood is not going to understand what you're saying.
That reminds me when you say be universal, because you mentioned Bart, um,
Bart Reed.
Bart Reed down in
Yeah.
El Paso. I had a time one time when Bart calls and he goes, "Look, I want to try this thing. I want to do like a band and comedians,
Okay.
right?" So he goes, "I want you to grab somebody from Denver and come down. It's just going to be 4 shows. It's
Okay.
going to be the band's going to go up and do about maybe 15, 20, like 3 or 4 songs. And
Okay.
then whoever you bring, they'll do like 15. Then you're going to go up, you'll do 30, 35. And then the band's going to close out the night."
Right.
So I get this guy in Denver um, who has been bugging me to take him on the road.
It's always one guy.
Yeah. So I'm like, "Hey man, I got this thing." He didn't even, he just says, "When, let's go." He
Right.
doesn't ask me. He doesn't ask me about what he's getting paid. He doesn't ask what the
Mm.
club is. he's like, okay, let's go. That's how eager he was.
Right.
But I found out it was a little shady because I had a Subaru back then, and the Subaru was good car for gas mileage.
Okay.
And it's like, what, maybe 12, 13-hour drive
Right,
from
right.
Denver to El Paso?
Yeah.
Well, every time I would stop for gas, this fool would be in the car acting like he's asleep. Right? So I fill up, grab some snacks, and then about 10 miles, when we get that 10 miles down the road from the gas station, he's like, anyway, what's up? Did you stop and get gas or something? What's up? Oh, I would have gave you some money. I'm like, it's cool.
Right.
We get to the gig, and yo, Mig, what happened, man? He was supposed to do 10 to 15 minutes to open this show.
Right.
And the reason I bring this story up is because of what you said about being universal.
Okay.
What happened is he goes up there, and I think out of the 4 shows, he might have did a total of 20, 25 minutes total. Because what he did was he went on stage and started doing local Denver stuff.
See.
In El Paso.
You can't do that.
And this is how bad it was. So he was like supposed to do 10 to 15. So he's bailing early every show.
Right.
Right. Bart's pissed.
Of course.
At the end of the little four show run, Bart takes me back to the office, in that little office he had, and he pays me, and he goes, and here's your buddy's money. I don't even want to talk to him. He says, next time, Lou, I'll pick the opener.
Right.
And so, I'll say this in public for the first time because I don't know if he'll ever see this, and I hope he doesn't.
Okay.
But I'll say this in public, but because he hadn't even asked me what he was getting paid. He just knew he was just doing 4 shows and blah, blah, blah. So because of what had happened on the way down from Denver to El Paso.
The gas thing?
I took $100 out of there, what he was making.
Right.
And I gave him the rest.
Right.
What he was, right? And I didn't say shit to him. I just said, here's your money. And he opened up the little envelope. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, yeah. Right. And on the way back up to Denver, he did the same shit. Every time I stopped for gas, he acted like he was asleep. And we were almost back into Denver, and he's like, oh man, dude, you need me to give you some money for gas? And I was like, nah, I'm cool.
I took mine off the top.
Yeah. He went down there doing local Denver stuff.
But did you tell him not to? Did you explain any of that to him?
Dude, I was just amazed. I'm like, because I know he used to kill. He killed back in Denver, but I'm just.
Well, it's like after the first show, you should catch on what's going on.
Yeah.
And then flip the switch. A real comic would do that. I had a comic, a friend of mine. I did a show in Louisiana, and I had this room set up, and I told him everybody I bring down, I had the room tamed. I had it trained. I said, listen, they don't boo the people I bring in. If you ain't good, they boo me. They don't heckle you. And I told them, don't heckle me. Don't heckle them. Heckle me because I'm the one that brought them in. I tell everybody that go up, don't talk to the audience. Just do your show.
Yeah.
Just do your show. If they don't like you, they just don't sit there. I had a friend went up, and man, he started talking to the audience. And I'm back in the back talking to the club owner. We just chatting up. He's supposed to be doing 35 minutes. He back in the back. We back chat. He talked to the audience. I told him he get a big laugh. I was like, oh, okay, he gonna hit him and move on. So we start back talking. I hear him going back and forth, still talking. I don't know what to this day he won't tell me. I don't know what this guy said to him, but the audience exploded. Oh. One of those laughs, Louis, you know the one I'm talking about, that if you ain't paying attention, it scares you. You kind of like jump.
Yeah.
It was one of those, and he couldn't recover. And he
somebody in the audience dogged him.
Yes. And he froze. He froze. Ooh. And he couldn't think of he lost track of he lost all his material. I could see the sweat coming down his forehead. He bails after like 10 minutes. He's supposed to be now I got to make up the 25 minutes plus the 10 more minutes in between. I'm trying to find out what happened. Every time I bring it up, the audience just go off again. I don't know what, to this day, he said he don't remember. I'm like, you remember.
Yeah, you remember.
You know
You remember.
Comics, if another comic tells you, okay, number one, don't bring local stuff to another city.
Yeah.
And if you do, after the first 2 or 3 jokes, you don't get laughs, flip it. Number two,
yeah.
Number two, follow instructions of the comics who's previously been there. You will learn so much. There's so much wisdom there. And so you're a brother with wisdom. You are a brother with wisdom because when we met, now we dodged each other, not dodged, but always missed each other in the comedy club.
Yeah.
I used to see your picture of you, Derek Cameron, Rodney, y'all picture up all the time.
Yeah, because they wouldn't put us all together because to this day it's still like that.
Yeah, I know. I don't get that unless it's an urban night. I don't. It's just 3 guys.
Yeah, that week I worked with Tommy Davidson. There was another black Percy Cruz.
Percy Cruz. I know Percy.
Yeah, it was Percy was the opener. I was the feature, and Tommy Davidson was the closer.
That's a strong show.
And the front office had called the club, said, "Hey, we didn't know we had put 3 black guys on. We can change it if you want." But after the first night, they went, "No, we just leave it like it is."
Well, I think Percy.
We were murdering that place.
I think the name Percy is the one that they thought, well, we got a white opener. Black guy can't be named Percy. Come on.
You know that story about Percy. He never says it's true, but you know that story, right?
What's the story?
Where he had done the Apollo show.
No.
He did that. He did that. The Showtime at the Apollo.
Yeah, Showtime at the Apollo, right?
And the story.
Okay.
Was that he was back home. He's walking on the street, and some guy comes up and goes, hey, brother, you look familiar. I know you from somewhere." He goes, "Well, I went to school here, He goes, "Nah, man, damn. I know I seen you somewhere. Dude, you look familiar." He goes, "Well, I used to work at this store right around the corner over here. You ever go there? I probably, I worked there a long time ago." He goes, "Nah, bro. I know I seen you somewhere, man. Dude, you look so familiar." And he's like, "Well, I was on Showtime at the Apollo a few nights ago." He's like, "Oh, yeah, I seen that. They booed the shit out of you."
Wait a minute.
But he won't cop to that story.
He won't cop to that one.
No.
Oh, dude, listen. Another funny story on that note. I'm in Cleveland, Mississippi.
Oh God, that's where you go to hell. You take a left and you drive down the street. There's that deserted popsicle stand down the street from hell. That's Cleveland, Mississippi, right?
Okay. They had a college there. They actually went to school. I did my last outdoor college gig there. I leave there. I'm driving back to my hotel. I stop at this Walmart, right? Uh-huh. And I'm picking up me some snacks. And I had rented that when the PT Cruisers first came out.
Oh, man.
So I rented one. It was like nice. So I'm walking around Walmart, and this guy starts following me. But they trying to be, I'm like, dude's trying to size me up. I think they trying to get me for my PT Cruiser. It ain't even mine. It's a rental.
Brothers want to stick me for my papers.
Yeah, right. So I'm walking through, and it's 2 guys. So I'm like seeing every time I would turn, they kind of like act like they like try to talk to each other, but they cutting at me. So I start going down aisles, like I go down the hammer aisle, hardware, get me a hammer.
You looking for weapons just to
Yeah, I'm ready. I get some lighter fluid, I'm dousing them, I'm going for broke. So all of a sudden this girl is with him now. So now it's 3 of them. I said, oh, they're gonna try to set me up. I already know the thing. They're gonna bring the girl, try to flirt, get me all reflected. Somebody hit me in the head, take my keys to PT Cruiser. They gone. I'm stuck in Cleveland, Mississippi. This dude, all of a sudden, he just said, "Hey, man." And I turned around with the hammer. What? He's like, "Weren't you on BET the other night?" I was like, "Dude, I'm about to kill y'all." He said, "I told you it was him, man. We just saw you." He said, "We was wondering why you was going down these crazy aisles." I'm like, "I had a weapon to take some people out in Cleveland. Then I was going to get in my car and drive home. It was going to be an unsolved cold case."
he was gonna go Equalizer on him, like
Man,
oh Denzel Washington Equalizer. Had a hammer. I got I got
with a
some
nail
other stuff.
gun. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh damn. Yeah. Hey
Wow.
man, sometimes you get lucky at these gigs.
Right.
You know, I worked with James Brown. It was funny. I did a show with James Brown, and he was coming to Denver because Denver was what he called um, a quick money town. They had
Okay.
it was in between their major stops,
Oh,
so they
okay.
would just put a money stop in between
Right.
some of them.
Right.
And so this was in the Living in America. He did that song.
Okay.
He did that song 3 times that night. He opened with it, did it in the middle, and he closed with the song Living
Really?
in America. Yeah, it was his big hit. And he was like, which I'm like, why do you think that's your big hit? You got hits from everywhere.
I know.
But he was killing. But I remember I was on stage. I was first of all, they bring you in, and the guy that does the cape thing,
Right.
he would walk you in.
Yeah. Okay.
And he'd introduce you to some people, and Maceo was there, which
Right.
that
Oh,
was
okay.
cool.
Parker was still there with him. Okay.
Yep. And then he walks up. You walk to the back of the theater, and James is doing an interview, and we wait. He gets done with the interview. He walks over, and he goes, "Mr. Brown, this is Mr. Johnson. He's going to be your opening act tonight." He goes, "How you doing? How you doing? Nice to have you here. Hey, enjoy yourself." Right. And now you're free to walk around.
Right.
But that night, I'm on stage. This is where you get lucky.
Okay.
You know, hecklers, you know this, man. Hecklers have that magical ability to find that little space in time where nobody else in the room can be heard except for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on stage,
They're
show's going
magicians,
okay.
man. They are magicians.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, they're Copperfield. So it's like I'm on stage, the show's going good. I'm just finished one joke. I'm letting the laugh die. I'm about to start the next joke when all of a sudden you hear, "Where's James?"
Right.
And I looked like this. I looked over, and from the other side of the room, you hear, "Shut up, bitch. Let that man work." So it was like, and I went right back into my show.
You didn't have to fight that battle.
Nothing. I had to
Oh,
fight
that's
no battles.
funny. That's funny. And I know they
Nothing.
laugh like crazy.
Oh man.
The point.
Yeah, all you gotta do is I love when the audience take care of themselves. Said that, boom, right back into the show, man.
Let me tell you something, man. Because we how long were you on the ships before this whole thing shut down? And how long were you on
before they sent us home?
before they sent us home?
I've been home since March 14th.
No. How long have you been working the ships? We came home the same day.
Oh man. Oh dang.
I've been out there 20 years. I started in 2000.
Okay, then probably about the same amount of time as you, because when I first started I started with Carnival. My first cruise line was Carnival,
Right.
And I started during spring break out of Miami on
Ooh.
3 and 4 night runs out
Wow.
of Miami. And back then, because nobody these days out of Carnival none of the Carnival guys believes this, but back then, the fly-on acts had passenger status and passenger cabins. So that's when I first started working there, man. It was spring break.
Right.
Dude, that was some hectic times right there, bro.
But so here's the question. You're on from the 90s to 2000, you just worked the road. Then you went from the road to the cruise ships.
But I was still stubborn, and I'm still stubborn now. I still love clubs. I love.
I see you go. You go back all the time. What do you miss most about the road?
Not seeing some of the same people again.
Right.
As you know, sometimes you get those people, man. You'll get some people who are they're just extra fans, and then when they see you, it's like, "Hey, how you doing?" It's like then you get other people who they got some opinion about what you do, and they every time they see you, they want to tell you. That's the one thing about ships. You got either or.
Yeah.
You got it's 3 kinds of people. You got the people who are like, "Hey, you're the comedian. Hey, you're the comedian." Or yeah, some of that stuff you said was all right, but they got a beef with you.
Right.
You got the other people who sit on the side and go,
"That's him. That's him."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. But I still love the clubs. I mean,
But that's the shift, though. But that's the shift. The
that
road,
was the ships. Yeah,
the road. What do you miss?
dude, I miss exploring like certain cities.
Okay.
Because I was one of those guys where I would try to rent a car.
Okay.
If I didn't get it for the week, I'd just get it for a couple of days because back before we had GPS and everything,
Right.
one of the things I enjoyed, which is to this day, now that I think back on it, was probably kind of dangerous. But I used to just get into the car and just start driving. I used to
You
start
did
driving the city.
City Explorer.
Yeah, just left, right, whatever. Just
Yeah.
and then I figure my way back after I get tired of looking around the city.
I ain't that dude.
Yeah, so I used to do that all. I remember I was in Memphis once, and
Ooh.
I used to. That was a great place to work, man.
Never
And
worked, man.
it was great. It was a good night that it was after the show, and I'm like, my thing after the shows, I really wanted to be around some black people.
Right.
Because most of these clubs we worked, there'd be a few
That's
black
cool.
people there, but I wanted to be around some black people.
You
So I'm like,
want,
where's the club?
You want to go
Yeah,
to
I want to go to the hood.
right.
So I remember I was driving. Guy had told me how to get there, and I had this big ass like OJ white suburban Jeep, whatever it was. And I got all the windows down to half, and I got the music just booming. I pull up to this stoplight, music's just kicking, and I hear this ah. I look to the side. Yo, man, there's this crackhead with this big ass stick running straight towards the car.
Toward your car?
Yeah. Ah! And I screamed like a bitch and hit the gas and went straight through that light. And you look in the rearview mirror and you can just see this crackhead with this big ass stick standing in the middle of the street just going.
I hope that stopped your exploring days.
Well, soon after that, man, GPS came out. You could get the GPS thing with the car.
Right.
So I could just put the GPS in.
Was this at nighttime or daytime when
this was it was after the show, man. So
oh,
it was
see,
yeah. It was probably 11:30, maybe almost midnight.
Oh, see, now you should know better than that. Now I'll go to my hood in the daytime. go to a fish place, link basket, get somewhere, get me a link basket. But at night,
dude, I love nightclubs. I love because I can't play the music that loud in my room.
Gonna give you a nightclub.
Exactly.
Now, see, what I miss the most about the road is the camaraderie with the other entertainers.
If you had good guys, it was
great. I was going to say, some weeks you have good weeks, some weeks you don't have good weeks. Yeah. But for the most part, I had pretty good weeks.
Yeah.
With guys who were not judgmental. They were just cool guys. And we can just hang out and talk. Then you had those weeks where you like, I'm just going to stay in my room. Or I'm gonna find somebody at the club to hang with, so I ain't got to deal with it.
And you have this, and sometimes you have, like phenomenal things happen. Like that, like I said, with Carrot Top, with
right,
Tommy Davidson, Emo Phillips.
Oh, Emo.
The weirdest dude ever. But he was
funny.
I saw him get like 3 standing O's in one night in Salt Lake City. It was ridiculous.
You know who opened for me one time? And he was having a hard week. And I told him that Thursday night, I said, bro, let me tell you something. You got what it takes. You got what it takes.
Yeah.
I said, this audience, we were in Austin, Texas. I said, this audience just is not getting you. I said, but once LA sees you, you're going to blow up. 1998, Montreal Comedy Festival. I'm there under new faces, right?
Yeah.
And man, his name just popped out of my head. Doggone! I'm running down I'm walking down the hallway, and here he comes running up the other way, screaming, "Miguel! Miguel!" He had just signed a development deal for $300,000.
Was it chicken?
No, was it chicken?
The
No,
guy's name.
It wasn't chicken. No, it was
You remember that guy, right?
Why can't
Remember
I
that one guy who went to
He passed
Montreal?
away. He passed away.
Was it Hedberg?
Mitch Hedberg. That's who it was, Mitch Hedberg.
I had the same thing happen with him. I worked with Hedberg up in it was Michigan. And
right.
We had got double booked for a gig.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, oh, we're just gonna keep both of you guys. And so what they did was they wanted the energy at the end of the show. So they put Mitch in the middle and had me close. But we had both rented cars.
Right.
Right. And so and one night Mitch goes, hey, can I ride to the club with you? I'm like, fine, let's go, man. We go to the club, and then uncharacteristically, he comes up after the show. He's like, hey, there's a nightclub. Because, there was a string, they have those blocks where there's like a bunch of nightclubs.
Right.
There's a nightclub over here the staff is going to. Let's go. I'm like, cool, I love nightclubs.
Right.
We get in there. After 20 minutes, he disappears. I don't see him.
Right.
So I'm going to the DJ booth. I'm looking in the bathrooms. I go to the several other clubs on the little block, 2-block area, looking for him. Got the DJs calling. I don't see him. After almost 2 hours of looking for his ass, I just say fuck it, and I just go back to the condo.
Right.
He's in the condo. Got his laptop in front of him. We got a blanket over him. He's got a bottle of vodka, and he's smoking a cigarette, and he's tapping away. And I'm like, dude, where the hell did you go? He goes, I got tired of being there, so I just left. I'm like, you got to tell somebody something. Right? Next night, he goes, can I ride with you again? I'm like, oh, yeah, let's go. We get to the club. Afterwards, he goes, hey, the staff is going to this little hole in the wall. Let's go. I'm like, all right. This is one of those white people bars where there's no dancing or anything. It's just a bunch of people standing around drinking and talking bullshit.
Right.
And I had told some of the staff what had happened the night before.
Right.
I'm on the other side of the bar talking to this waitress. And the other waitress comes running over. She goes, Lou, Mitch just walked out the front door. I didn't say bye or nothing to anybody. He just left at the front door. So I'm like, okay, cool. I got to go. So I'm like that no man left behind, right?
Right.
So I get in the rental, and I start driving, Miguel. I'm driving in an ever-widening circle from the club looking for his ass.
Right.
After about 45, I'm like, 40 minutes, I'm like, what the hell? Dude, what is your problem? And I pull into this strip mall, right? And I'm in the car like this going, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? Right? And then I see this guy walk out from between two buildings, and the guy does this. He goes, and he walks up to the car. It's Mitch. He comes out from between these two buildings. He's, hey, brother, you didn't have to come and get me. I would have made it home. I'm like, man, get in the car.
Right.
Get in the car. He goes, oh, this is cool, man. Right? And I'm like, dude, for the rest of the week, you drive yourself to the club.
Right. And he had a car.
He had a car.
But see, I didn't know he had that problem.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had that problem. I knew he smoked weed, but that's all I knew. It was heartbreaking when he found out he passed away, man. It was freaking heartbreaking because the guy was so freaking talented.
It's rough, dude. He was a singular talent, man. But we got a bunch of people that we've seen who are just amazing people. I mean, I saw Chappelle maybe a few months before all this COVID thing happened. Mm-hmm. His new hour is a beast.
He has another one?
Dude, he can kick out an hour like that.
Well, I know that, but I'm talking about from the last special he did.
Yeah.
Sticks and Stones. So he taped another one.
He hasn't. I don't know if he taped it or not. If he did, he could probably release it now.
I'm probably sure. I'm sure he did because when he signed that Netflix deal, he had 2 in the can already.
He gave him 3.
I thought he gave him 2, and then he did Sticks and Stones.
Yeah, Sticks and Stones. That was 3 because he did 2 of them.
Right.
Deep in the Heart. He did
right.
The one where he had the little C on the chest.
Right.
And then he did Sticks and Stones in the jumpsuit.
Yeah, but Sticks and Stones he recorded later. The first 2 he already had in the can.
Yeah.
Just give to him. So I'm pretty sure if he's touring, he's taping.
Dude, the new hour is beast mode.
Right.
I just, damn, it's ridiculous.
See, it's not many comics today. Like I've never seen you live because we've never worked together. All I see is clips. And the
And
one thing I know about
that's just crowd work stuff because I don't even put the material out there because
I noticed that
I love the crowd work stuff because
right.
it's spontaneous and it would never happen again.
And see, I'm glad you told me that because I'm thinking, like, guys always talking about, man, I got 4 hours of material, and then they go on stage and all they're doing is, what you do for a living? What's your name? That don't count, bro.
Yeah.
That don't count.
Yeah,
so I didn't know if that was your style because there's other comics who like to feed into that. Some guys don't like doing their material, like a particular night, they don't like doing their material, so they can work the crowd and be just as effective. Yeah. I am in awe of comics like you who can do that. I do it if it's necessary.
Well, that's what I do.
If it's necessary.
Because I was talking with another comic just a couple nights ago, and he asked me about the crowd work clips. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them. I got like 15 years of tapes.
Right.
So I just want to put out a series, and I got it on my vision board.
Right.
The series I'm going to put it out on YouTube. It's called It's Crowded in Here. Right, and it's just 30 to 45 minutes of crowd work.
Right.
I can do 4 or 5 volumes of that. But a few years ago I decided, okay, if I'm gonna do this, if I'm gonna do crowd work, I'm not gonna actively look for anybody.
Right.
I just got my antennas out, and if somebody says something a little off, like doing something, I'll go to them.
Right.
And then I figured I don't want to ask them the regular questions,
right?
Because you know how people, they got the same questions: where you from, what do you do for a living,
right?
Got any kids? My thing is, I started looking for questions and I started writing different questions. I say stuff to people like, so you got kids, okay? What's the one thing you think you owe your kids? Or I'll ask them something like, when you die, what do you think your friends are going to think about you? What will they say about you? I'll just say, so this is your child? Tell me a discipline story. What's the one time that you had to do? And so I'm trying to ask different questions. I want to ask stuff where they have to work.
Right.
And it's paid off. And
that's different, man.
It's paid off in a lot of different stuff, man. I mean, I got some crazy stuff that people have answered, man.
So this is probably what you were telling me that you had in the works a couple of years ago. You said, I something in the works. I can't tell you what it is, but I got something in the works that's going to be off the chain.
Yeah. So now I'm like, you know what? Might as well do it. We got all the stuff we can do it with here. So I'm just going to put the clips together, and I'm going to be in between where I'm explaining what's about to happen.
Right.
And the key to good crowd work I learned from a few of the old guys was just repeat what they say, even though I'm mic'd up.
Right.
I always have a Bluetooth mic on, so a lot of my clips, people go, "How'd you get the sound that clear?" Because I got a mic.
I was one of the guys who asked you that, and you got to do that. You got to IM me that again. The camera. Because we were in Nassau, me, you, and the cat from Ohio. Keith Benders. Me, you, and Keith Benders.
Yeah.
See that at the Double Dragon, and you laid out everything, and I wrote it down. I put it in my phone, and now I can't find it.
Yeah, because people will watch the video if it's a little bit shaky or crappy. But if the sound is bad, doesn't matter. It could be crystal clear, but they don't want to watch it.
They're gonna shut it off.
So yeah, that's what I figured a long time ago, and just have to have these clips. And then there's a couple of ships that we work. If you have a nice enough camera, you don't even need to use your Bluetooth because like those small rooms on like the Symphony, the Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas, and it's only 120 seats.
Right.
So my camera's high enough and it's pointing down, you can hear everything.
Right.
But yeah, man, we got a lot of stuff that we can still go through. I mean, this.
You were just one of the smart ones, man. You recorded yourself. I didn't record nothing. Well, actually, I did audio. I did audio for series radio, send clips in there. But videos, I'm like,
Okay, it doesn't matter audio or video. Tell me this, because I always ask everybody this. So How long did it take for you to listen to a set after you had done it?
uh, ask me tomorrow. Ask me tomorrow because I still hold on where I'm at. They still all on here. I still got my Zoom.
I got one of those too.
Yeah, my youngest son bought me this for Christmas.
Oh, see, that's a new one. Mine's is,
yeah.
mine's is like you got a bicycle wheels to crank it up on.
Yeah.
Mine's is.
This thing is pretty good, man.
Oh yeah,
this thing is real good. It got me my residuals off series. Put it like that.
Oh yeah, I just signed up for all that stuff. I'm gonna see what's going on.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I use. But man, I got so many clips on here, man. I have not listened to them. That's difficult, man, to go back and
see. I tell everybody, man, it's like because I learned it like once again from the old guys that were here in Denver. Said if you don't listen to it within 48 hours, it's just gonna be sitting there.
Yeah.
It'll be sitting there. You're like, God damn, that's what the hell? That's an old ass clip. But man, the one thing I love about you, man, is that dude, you are a calming effect. Right?
A calming effect?
Yeah, dude, because you remember that day, man, we hung out in Miami.
The first time we met face to face.
Yeah, that first time, dude, I was like, I needed that, bro. I needed another comedian. It's
right.
Like Chris Rock says when Chris Rock and Jerry Seinfeld talk about how you at this party,
right?
And then you see it, another comedian.
Yeah.
Right? And so I remember that because you were looking for luggage because you had
yeah, man. Yeah,
you had to replace some luggage.
That's I had to, for my wife because I dropped her bag down the escalator and I forgot about that.
Yeah, man, but because I remember that day I was in between ships too.
Yeah, we were transshipping in Miami. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was ready to hurt somebody on the ship because it was one of those things where the cruise director and the production manager it was just inept. They just like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Right.
It's like the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing.
Right.
And so the week before that had just been so bogus, and I was just pissed.
Right.
And and so hanging out with you that day, that saved my sanity, man. Because I would have went if I'd have just stewed that whole day walking around Miami. Cool, I'd have got my 10,000 steps in, right? But I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have been happy when I got back to the
when you
ship.
got back to the ship, yeah, that's the thing.
And I never schedule.
Let me say this, man. And with that being said, I gotta thank you, man, because you really helped. It's been a few comics that really helped me through my father transition, and that was the first person in my immediate family to pass. So it was totally. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know about the feelings, and I'm trying to make sure that my mom and my sisters are okay, because I'm the only. It was just me and my father were the only males in the family. I was the only son, so I'm making sure they're okay.
Yeah.
And you, Keevy Rogers, Kevin Jordan. Let me see if there's anybody else that really locked in and kept tabs on me and was looking out for me. And I really, really appreciated that, man, because I'm like that day you're talking about, I needed that.
Yeah, bro.
And I'm still having a hard time, from like today I was walking and those memories start coming. I'm just walking my dog and it gets emotional. You need friends and we weren't really we hadn't talked all the time, but it's like our connection just instantly we connected.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about comedians, man. It's like we're a species. We are a species. It's like even people I like Chappelle was talking about it. He goes, I may not agree with their politics or what their beliefs, but within what we do, we're family.
Yeah, exactly. But there are
really
people,
family.
But there are people in the family that you don't want to talk to, though.
Yeah, I got a couple that I've had to let go.
Yeah.
And that's happened within the last 4 to 8 years. When Obama got in.
How have politics? I'm trying to figure out how has, me and you don't agree on religion, on spirituality, but we and me, you, Daryl Joyce are the same way. We don't agree, but we can have a discussion and nobody gets mad. Nobody raises their voice. Nobody insults. Nobody disrespects. We just listen to other person's view and then we listen to your view. And we say, okay, we agree to disagree. But I got people, man, like, you know, if you don't agree with them, I'm like, I don't have any friends that I agree with 100%. That's a yes man. That's not a friend. So you ain't James Brown. I ain't yes man. You ain't got no money. You ain't yes man into you. Come on now.
I'm not walking out putting no cape on you.
Might want to become a crackhead, chase you with a club, though.
If I win the lottery, you might want to do that.
So you handling us well, man. When do you think we're going back, man? I got my papers. Says November the 8th. My first ship back.
Yeah, that's when I thought it was. I thought it was going to be longer than that. So
really,
I was thinking it would be September, October.
Right. Because I had a Tahiti trip coming up that me and my wife was really looking forward to going to.
Dude, we had Barcelona coming up. I think Barcelona was. I think that was this month. Barcelona was supposed to happen.
Right.
And
we got it last year.
I love the Barcelona run.
It is. It's a great run. That is great. Me and my wife did it for 2 weeks last year. That is a great run. But it's going to be different going back, man. You know, I'm trying to figure out. I really don't want to be the first core that goes back. I want to be like the second wave. Let them iron it out and figure out what all they got to do and do the.
What do you think, man? You think it's going to happen where you just do a week, then you got to wait 2 weeks, and then you do another week?
No, I think it's going to be. They're going to have us out there 2-3 weeks.
So you'll stay for 2 weeks.
I don't want to, but that's my maximum. That's my maximum. 2 weeks.
Yeah, so you'll do 2 weeks,
and then you have to be home 2 weeks.
Then you be home for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and you know most guys gonna say, "Well, I need more money than that. I'll take 4 weeks and then be home 2 weeks, or I'll take 6 weeks and be home."
Then that means you got 4 different groups of people coming in. You're gonna be quarantining on the ship.
Yeah, exactly. When you get on, you have to quarantine. But how you gonna quarantine when you got to go up and perform?
You go and do your show, and then you go back to your cabin.
That's prison, bro. That's prison. That's prison. I can't do that.
River. Yeah. Man. Do them jokes, boy. That's a funny Toby. That's a funny Toby right there.
Go back to that room now. We'll call you tomorrow.
Do that joke. Do that half-foot joke again. That thing makes me laugh. I like that half-foot joke. Do that.
Louis, yo, man, I appreciate you, brother. And and I love your background. I love your background.
My peoples are back there,
man. Peoples are up there. Yeah,
man. Yeah, I got some people that I'm probably gonna interview. I got their albums, and I'm just gonna surprise them sons of bitches and go, look. They're gonna be, what's that at the back? That's you. That's who that is. But,
hey man,
he was the king, and that book back there that D. Militant wrote.
D. Militant,
is an amazing book.
I got to reach out to that brother. I have not spoken to him in a minute.
I think I might have.
Is he still in Alabama?
I don't know where he is, but I know he's probably still around.
Okay, because he was in Alabama last time I talked to him. Go figure, D. Militant in Alabama.
Well, you gotta pick a place to be militant. You know,
I want to go to Alabama.
Yeah, he's not as militant as some of these brothers. You know, some of these brothers they be so militant. Like, you ever have a brother who's so militant that even Farrakhan will look at him and say, you know, we got to tone this down a little. Right. Scaring the hell out of me, man.
That's funny. Hey, man, I appreciate you doing this podcast for me, man. It's an honor to know you. It's a pleasure to know you. One funny dude. Tell the people how they can reach out to you, man.
Oh man, just it's Louis Johnson Comedy, our comedian Louis Johnson on the web.
Okay.
But I do a show, and hopefully it'll only last until November. But I do a show every Tuesday and Friday I
Okay.
brought in a co-host, Lamont Ferguson.
Okay.
Hopefully, we will have you on the show. It's show only lasts about 30 to 45 minutes. It's called the Trump Rundown,
Okay.
and it's not just about Trump, but it's
Okay.
basically about the happenings in and around the White House and just in different cultural stuff that's happening. But the show's fun. And that's what
Okay.
I do it live. In fact, I do it today. I'm going to do it today at I think it's at 6:00. So it's Tuesday and Friday.
So 8 o'clock
But
my time.
yeah,
You do
but
it
I'll send
live?
you. Yeah, we do it live.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but and the clips are up on my page, man. But so I would love to have you on, man. We
Okay.
had, like I said, Mo Alexander and Alvin Williams there was beast mode, and before that, we had Alonzo Bowden and Nora Lynch, and
I saw that one. I saw Alonzo and Nora. Yes.
yeah, we had
No, that's
Shang
still
on.
Palasol's wife.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah,
Nora. Yeah.
yeah,
I've never worked with her. I worked with
with
Phil, and
Phil.
she was there.
Yeah,
And he told me that she was a comedian.
I want to try to have Phil on because apparently Phil really hates the guy. So that's perfect. That's perfect. But yeah, if anybody wants to reach out to me, man, they can find me there. Just go to comedianlewisjohnson.com. All my links are there.
Okay.
I got to redo the page, but everybody's got to redo their page.
Yeah, no, right, exactly.
But yeah, it's easy right there, man. So
all right, cool, man. Well, once again, man, I appreciate you doing this podcast. I don't know anything about podcasts. I'm like, I got all this time on my hands. My oldest son, has really told me, man, you should have been doing this 5 years ago. You know, he's been pushing it. He said, man,
it's called the vlog. We're doing a vlog or whatever.
He was telling me about a vlog years ago, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, 85 South is killing it, man. Those brothers are killing it, and they're ghetto as hell. But I love watching them brothers, man.
Right. He told me about this guy that I'm gonna watch. He said my show because he watched I just put one out yesterday with who did I have as a guest? Wasn't Derek Cameron? Was it Derek Cameron? No, it was Billy D. Billy D. Our friend Billy D. Washington.
Yeah, Billy's gonna do my show too. Yeah,
he was on there, and my son said I didn't really want to watch it, but I listened because you asked me to make sure that the quality was good. He said, but I found and me and Billy talked for an hour and a half. Yeah, and he said, we laughed. He said, I laughed so hard and he did that with Kevin Jordan as well.
Yeah, Billy's a beast. You know, me, you know this, me, Billy D, Vince Morris, and BT. We had a show we did for 7 years. We did in theaters and colleges.
Right. I wish y'all bring that back, man.
Yeah, the Sellout Comedy Tour. And that thing was a monster.
I don't see how that didn't take off.
You have 4 alphas.
Oh, enough said.
Yeah, 4 alphas, and then it's just and it's everybody want to be famous, but nobody wants to do the work. So
yeah, that's always
like Kevin Hart always says. Everybody want to be famous, nobody want to do the work.
Yeah.
But
so, that's true.
It was 4 alphas, and at times we were lazy because we were killing, and we had a great manager who was booking these runs for us, and but we had good times, man. Good God, I
thought that was gonna like take off before, because it was didn't y'all do this before the Kings?
No, it was after the Kings.
It was after the Kings. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be the next thing after the Kings, because I was like really into like the clips that I saw. I said, man, this is freaking perfect.
That was all me doing those clips.
Yeah. You the clip man.
Dude, I recorded everything.
Louis Clip Johnson.
Recorded everything,
Clippy.
edited everything. It was Clippy. It was we had beast mode times on that with crazy stuff. I need to start posting those clips again.
Yeah, you do.
But that shit was amazing, dude. I never seen anything like that.
Bro,
until then, because the question and answer thing afterwards.
Oh my dude, it was perfect. It was perfect.
People when there was a while when we started doing clubs again. So we do 4 or 5 nights in a club, and we would have people who would come back they would be there like Wednesday or Thursday, then they would come back like Saturday or Sunday.
Right.
And they were like, we thought those questions got to be fake, so we came back again, and we get the questions from the audience,
right?
And we're like, no, this is you guys,
right.
Like I used to always say,
I asked Billy that. What they?
Yeah.
He said, no, man, we just pull them out the hat, man. We tell them to write them before the show. They collect them all, and then after the show, we just pull from them.
Yep, I used to take the bucket, I'd pass each guy like about 10 or 12 of them, and then I would look at the audience and I go, look, we're not going to answer all of these, but we will read them.
Right.
Just so you know the kind of people you're sitting next to.
The soul out.
Then we go into the show, man, and everybody's like, man, the sellout was just great. Sellout was great. But we had some crazy times.
There are clips on YouTube now with that, correct?
Yeah, there's a couple of old clips that are up right now.
If those who want to check it out, go to YouTube and put it in
Soul Out Comedy Tour. It'll pop up. You'll see 4 brothers on stage, and because it was 4 different people. That was the thing. It was 4 different guys.
Right. Well, man, listen. I appreciate you, Lewis. I appreciate you doing the podcast. Let me know when you're ready for me.
Oh yeah.
And I'll make it happen.
That'll work, bro.
All right, man. A funny thing happened on my way to success. I met my man Lewis Clip Johnson. That's your name now. Clippy in the house. Hey man, appreciate you. We're gonna talk real soon, man.
Much love, bro.
All right, man. Love you, man. Talk to you later. Peace. You can find A Funny Thing Happened on My Way to Success podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all podcast platforms. Follow us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Miggy's World _. Lastly, to experience and support everything I'm doing, go to my website, miggy'sworld.com. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.